Stop everything and listen to me right now, because what I'm about to show you could already be sitting in your pocket, your change jar, or your wallet, and you might be seconds away from spending a silent fortune. These are not museum coins. These are dangerous hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Wheat pennies people are accidentally losing every single day, worth serious money, quiet wealth, life-changing opportunity kind of money. I'm warning you right now, do not spend these coins. Once you hear this, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Every coin on this list gets rarer, more shocking, and more valuable, and the final one, most people don't even believe it exists. Stay till the end, because missing even one detail could cost you a hidden fortune that someone else will gladly take. Look at your change differently right now, because this is one of those coins that slips through fingers every single day, and people have no idea they're letting a hidden big treasure walk away from them. I'm talking about a 1956 wheat penny with the D mint mark, a coin that looks ordinary, quiet, even boring at first glance, but carries a silent fortune inside it. This is not hype, this is not fiction, and if you've ever tossed a wheat penny aside, thinking it's just another old cent, this is where people lose life-changing money. Stay with me, because one tiny detail on this coin changes everything. And what comes next gets even more shocking. Picture the front of this coin first. You've got Abraham Lincoln staring straight ahead, calm, serious, untouched by time. His portrait looks familiar, almost too familiar, which is exactly why this coin is so dangerous to ignore. Above his head sits the date 1956 amperes, year most people completely overlook. Below him, that small D mint mark from Denver sits quietly, doing absolutely nothing to grab attention, and that's the trap. That tiny letter is the difference between pocket change and serious money. Flip the coin over, and there it is. The classic wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent, with United States of America standing strong in the center. Simple, clean, almost innocent. And yet this back design is one of the most hunted designs in American coin history because of what collectors know that most people don't. Now let me pull you into 1956, because this year matters more than people realize. America was in a strange moment. The post-war boom was cooling. Inflation pressures were creeping in, and the mint was pushing out massive quantities of coins fast, not carefully. Speed mattered more than perfection. That's how rare coins are born. When mints rush, mistakes happen, quality drops, and survival rates collapse over time. These pennies weren't meant to last. They were meant to be spent, abused, dropped on sidewalks, shoved into vending machines, and forgotten. That's why finding one today in fine condition is already rare. Finding one that triggers collector frenzy is something else entirely. This penny was struck in a blend of copper and tin, with a touch of zinc, the classic bronze composition that gives it that warm tone collectors obsess over. It weighs right around 3.11 grams, feels solid in the hand, and has that unmistakable density modern pennies don't have. The diameter sits close to 19 millimeters, the thickness just under 1.6 millimeters, and the edge is smooth, no ridges, nothing flashy. Again, nothing screams, "I'm valuable," and that's exactly why people keep spending them. That size, that feel, that look, it blends perfectly into circulation even today. Here's where the danger really begins. Most 1956 wheat pennies were heavily circulated. They were workhorse coins. They lived hard lives. So when you hear fine condition, don't think average. Think survivor. Think coin that somehow avoided decades of damage, cleaning, corrosion, and abuse. Collectors want originality, original surfaces, Original color, original toning. Once someone cleans this coin, once someone polishes it thinking they're helping, the value can collapse instantly. This is why people destroy hidden wealth without even knowing it. The D-Mint mark is everything here. Denver struck millions of cents that year, but the survival rate in collectible condition is shockingly low. Add in subtle die characteristics collectors look for: strong wheat lines on the reverse, clean lettering, balanced color, and suddenly this coin becomes something people fight over in auctions. Real auctions. Quiet bidding wars where collectors don't brag, they just buy and disappear. Many of these coins go straight into long-term collections, locked away, never coming back to market. That's why demand keeps rising and supply keeps shrinking. Collectors are obsessed with this coin because it represents the end of an era. Wheat pennies were nearing their final years, and coins from this period carry emotional weight. History you can hold. And when a coin like this surfaces in fine condition, with the right look, the right surfaces, the right eye appeal, collectors don't hesitate. They know what it is. They know how rare it is. They know they may not see another one for years. And today, when the stars align and the right 1956D wheat penny hits the market, we're talking about serious money. Hidden wealth, silent fortune, life-changing levels that have reached around $178,000. That number isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It sits quietly while people spend these coins for a penny without ever checking the date. This is where I have to warn you. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean this coin. Do not assume condition doesn't matter. It matters more than anything. Professional grading can be the difference between a curiosity and a quiet fortune. Look closely at the wheat lines. Check the mint mark. Study the color. Patience is golden here, because rushing is how people lose everything. And here's the part that should make you uneasy. This is only the first coin. The next one is rarer, more dangerous to ignore, and when you hear the year, most people's jaws drop. Stay right here, because what comes next is even bigger, and missing it could cost you another hidden treasure someone else is waiting to find. If you thought the last coin was dangerous to ignore, this one is on another level, because people are still spending this wheat penny today without realizing they're handing away a hidden big treasure. I'm talking about a 1937 wheat penny with no green spots, no corrosion, no obvious damage, sitting quietly in fine condition, and this coin is a silent fortune waiting to be lost. Most people see the date, shrug, and move on. That 1-second mistake can cost serious money. Stay till the end, because one tiny surface detail on this coin changes everything. And what comes next is even more shocking. Look closely at the front of this coin. Abraham Lincoln's face is strong, bold, and sharp enough that you can still see definition in his jaw and coat. The date 1937 sits there calmly, almost daring you to ignore it. There's no flashy mint mark screaming for attention, nothing dramatic, just a wheat penny that looks honest and old. Flip it over, and the wheat stalks stand tall, framing 1 cent like they've been guarding a secret for decades. The reverse design looks simple, but collectors know the strength of those wheat lines matters. Weak lines mean heavy circulation. Strong lines mean survival. And survival is everything. Now let's drop into 1937, because this year was chaos beneath the surface. America was still shaking from the Great Depression. Money was tight. People reused everything. Coins circulated endlessly. Pennies weren't saved. They were spent until they were nearly smooth. The U.S. Mint was focused on volume, not perfection, pushing coins out fast to keep commerce moving. That environment created rare survivors. Not rare because they were never minted, but rare because almost none survived in collectible condition without damage, corrosion, or ugly green copper disease. This coin was struck in a rich bronze blend of copper, tin, and zinc, giving it that deep, reddish-brown tone collectors crave. It weighs about 3.11 grams, feels dense in the hand, and carries a diameter just under 19 millimeters. The thickness sits around 1.5 millimeters with a smooth edge that shows wear easily. That's why finding one without green spots is critical. Those green patches destroy value instantly. A clean surface tells collectors this coin lived a miracle life. Here's where things get serious. Fine condition alone isn't enough. It's the combination of fine detail and clean surfaces that turns this penny into hidden wealth. No green corrosion means the metal remained stable for nearly a century. That's incredibly rare. Most 1,937 wheat pennies today are ugly, damaged, or chemically unstable. Collectors avoid those like landmines. But when one appears clean, original, and untouched, demand explodes. Collectors hunt this coin because it represents survival through one of the harshest economic periods in American history. This penny passed through desperate hands, hard times, and endless transactions, and somehow made it through without being destroyed. That story matters. And when collectors see strong lettering, intact wheat lines, and natural toning, they don't hesitate. Auctions get quiet and tense. Bidders don't show off. They wait, then strike, and then they hold. These coins disappear into collections and don't come back. Today, when a 1,937 wheat penny like this surfaces, with no green spots and the right look, the market reacts fast. We're talking about serious money, hidden big treasure, silent fortune territory, with values reaching around $180,000. Life-changing wealth for a coin most people would spend without blinking. This is where I need to stop you. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not scrape off dirt thinking you're helping. Original toning is everything. Professional grading is non-negotiable. Check the surfaces under good light. Look for stability. Patience here is how collectors win, and how careless people lose everything. And listen carefully, because this story isn't done. The next wheat penny is rarer, more shocking, and most people don't even believe it should exist in circulation. Stay right here, because what comes next could be the most dangerous coin to ignore yet. Before you even blink, check your change, because this is one of the most dangerous wheat pennies to ever slip through circulation unnoticed. A 1,920 wheat penny with no mint mark in fine condition is the kind of coin people accidentally lose every single day, and they have no idea. They just let a hidden big treasure walk away. This coin doesn't scream for attention. It whispers, and that whisper is how silent fortunes disappear. Stay with me, because one missing detail on this coin changes everything, and what comes next is even bigger than you expect. Hold this coin in your mind and really see it. On the front, Abraham Lincoln looks calm, almost unbothered, but the date below him tells a powerful story. 1920th, a year most people glance over without a second thought. No mint mark sits under the date, and that absence is not normal to collectors. That missing mark means it was struck in Philadelphia, and coins from this period without mint marks carry a different weight in the collector world. Flip it over, and the wheat stalks stand tall and bold, framing 1 cent like they're guarding a secret. The sharper those wheat lines are, the louder the coin speaks to serious collectors. Weak lines mean a long, rough life. Strong lines mean survival against the odds. Now let's drop straight into 1,920, because this year forged rare coins in ways most people never learn about. America was reeling from World War I. The economy was unstable. Inflation was biting hard. Jobs were uncertain. Money moved fast because people needed it to survive. Coins weren't saved. They were used until there was nothing left to use. The US Mint was pushing coins out aggressively to keep commerce alive, and quality control was not the priority. That environment didn't create rare coins at the time, it destroyed them over decades. That's why surviving examples in fine condition are so dangerous to ignore today. This wheat penny was struck in a bronze alloy of copper, tin, and zinc, giving it that deep, warm tone collectors crave. It weighs around 3.11 grams, carries a diameter of about 19 millimeters, and has a thickness just under 1.6 millimeters. The edge is smooth, making it vulnerable to wear. Every scratch, every bump, every pocket drop took value away from most of these coins. That's why holding one today that still shows clear lettering, readable date, and defined wheat stalks feels unreal to collectors. Here's where this coin crosses into hidden wealth territory. Most 1,920 wheat pennies are worn down, dark, damaged, or cleaned. Cleaning is the silent killer. People think they're helping when they scrub history away. Fine condition means the coin still tells its story without being erased. Original toning matters. Natural color matters. And finding one that hasn't been messed with over more than a century is incredibly rare. The missing mint mark is everything. Collectors obsess over Philadelphia strikes from this era because of how many were lost to circulation. No mint mark doesn't mean common here. It means vulnerable. It means survival was harder. And when collectors see a 1,920 with clean surfaces, strong wheat lines, and honest wear, they know they're looking at a coin that shouldn't still exist. Auction rooms go quiet when this coin appears. Serious collectors don't rush. They wait. They know the supply is shrinking. Many of these coins are already locked away in collections, never to return to the market. That's why demand keeps climbing. That's why prices keep pushing higher. This is not a coin flipper's sell. This is a coin holder's protect. And when one finally changes hands today, we're talking about serious money. Hidden big treasure, silent fortune levels that have reached around $189,000. Life-changing wealth hiding inside a 1-cent coin people are still spending at face value. I need to say this clearly. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not assume fine condition isn't enough. Fine condition with originality is everything here. Professional grading matters. Look closely at the date. Check for the missing mint mark. Study the wheat lines. Patience is golden, because rushing is how hidden fortunes disappear. And listen carefully, because the next coin on this list is even rarer, more shocking, and most people will never believe it's real until they see it. Stay right here, because what comes next makes this coin look almost ordinary, and missing it could cost you the biggest silent fortune yet. This is the coin people panic and throw away, and that mistake is costing them a hidden big treasure. I need you to slow down right now, because a 1,956 wheat penny with a D mint mark and black spots in fine condition is one of the most misunderstood silent fortunes in US coin history. People see those dark spots and assume damage, assume worthless, assume spend it. That split-second decision is how serious money vanishes. Stay till the end, because one detail about those black spots flips everything upside down, and what comes next is even bigger. Look at the front of this coin. Abraham Lincoln's portrait still stands firm, calm, and clear enough to show detail in his hair and coat. The date 1956 sits there quietly, a year most people never question. And right under it, that tiny D mint mark from Denver waits patiently, doing nothing to warn you what you're holding. The black spots don't scream from across the room. They sit there subtly, almost blending in, and that's why people misjudge this coin every single day. Flip it over, and the wheat stalks still rise on both sides of 1 cent. When those lines remain visible, despite age and spots, collectors pay attention. Strong wheat lines mean survival, and survival is rare. Now let's talk about why 1956 matters. America was moving fast. The post-war economy was shifting. Production was aggressive, and the U.S. Mint was focused on volume, not longevity. Coins were tools, not treasures. These pennies flooded into circulation and lived rough lives. Vending machines, cash drawers, factory floors. Most were destroyed slowly by wear, cleaning, or corrosion. That environment created survivors with stories, and those stories are what collectors chase today. This coin was struck in the classic bronze alloy of copper, tin, and zinc. It weighs about 3.11 grams, has a diameter close to 19 millimeters, and a thickness around 1.6 millimeters. The edge is smooth, which means every nick and rub shows quickly. Over decades, copper reacts. And here's the twist most people don't understand. Those black spots aren't automatically damage. In many cases, they're stable carbon spots, part of the coin's natural aging. When they're stable and untouched, collectors don't run. They lean in. This is where the danger lies. People confuse black spots with corrosion and try to clean them. That's how hidden wealth dies. Cleaning destroys original surfaces, kills natural toning, and wipes out collector trust instantly. Fine condition with stable black spots tells a story of originality. It says this coin hasn't been messed with. It hasn't been fixed. It survived honestly. The D mint mark matters here more than ever. Denver struck massive numbers in 1956, but almost none survived with the right balance of detail, originality, and stable surfaces. Add black spots that are natural and not active, and suddenly the coin becomes incredibly rare. Collectors know the difference. They look at texture, color, and depth. They don't guess. They recognize. This coin is heavily desired because it represents misunderstood rarity. It's the coin that gets spent because it looks flawed. Collectors love that. It means fewer survive. It means supply shrinks quietly while demand grows loudly behind the scenes. When examples like this appear at auction, the room doesn't explode. It tightens. Bidders wait. Then the number jumps fast. And once bought, these coins disappear into collections. Held, protected, not flipped. Today, when a genuine 1956D wheat penny with fine detail and stable black spot surfaces, it enters serious money territory. Hidden big treasure, silent fortune levels that have reached around $167,000. Life-changing wealth, hiding in a coin people toss aside without thinking. I need to warn you clearly. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean those spots. Do not assume ugly means worthless. Original toning matters. Stability matters. Professional grading matters. Look closely at the wheat lines. Check the mint mark. Examine the spots under light. Patience here separates winners from people who destroy value. And now brace yourself, because the final coin on this list is rarer, more shocking, and more dangerous to ignore than anything you've heard so far. Most people will never see it, and those who do often lose it without knowing. Stay right here. What comes next is the ultimate hidden fortune. This is the coin that ends the conversation, the one people laugh at, right before they lose a hidden big treasure forever. A 1953 wheat penny with the S mint mark in fine condition is one of the most silently dangerous coins still floating through circulation. And I'm telling you right now, people are accidentally spending life-changing money without even knowing it. This coin doesn't shine. It doesn't look special. And that's exactly why it keeps slipping away. Stay with me, because this final coin ties everything together. And missing this one could be the biggest mistake yet. Picture the front of this penny. Abraham Lincoln's face is calm, steady, almost ordinary. The date 1953 sits quietly beneath him, and that tiny S mint mark from San Francisco hides in plain sight. Most people never look there. They never check. And that's how quiet wealth disappears. Flip the coin over, and the wheat stalks still stand tall, framing 1 cent, like they've been guarding a secret since the 1950s. When those wheat lines remain visible in fine condition, collectors know immediately they're looking at a survivor, not a spender. Now step back into 1953. America was deep into post-war transition. Industries were booming, people were moving, money was flowing fast. Coins weren't saved. Pennies were treated like nothing. The San Francisco Mint was striking coins under pressure, and quality varied wildly. Many pennies from this year were weakly struck, poorly handled, or destroyed by circulation. That environment didn't create obvious rarities, it created disappearing ones. Survivors in fine condition today are shockingly rare. This penny was struck in the classic bronze mix of copper, tin, and zinc, giving it that deep, natural tone collectors crave. It weighs about 3.11 grams, carries a diameter right around 19 millimeters, and has a thickness near 1.6 millimeters. The edge is smooth, which makes wear unforgiving. Every pocket, every cash register, every drop-shaved history away. That's why holding one today, with clear lettering and intact wheat lines, feels unreal to serious collectors. The S mint mark is the key that unlocks this coin's power. San Francisco pennies from this era were produced in smaller numbers, and survival rates are brutally low. Add fine condition, honest wear, and untouched surfaces, and suddenly this coin becomes a silent fortune. Collectors obsess over balance here. Not too worn, not cleaned, not altered, just original. That's the word that makes hearts race. This coin is desired because it's misunderstood. People assume later-date wheat pennies are common. Collectors know better. They know how few remain with eye appeal. When one appears at auction, bidding doesn't start loud. It starts careful, then it climbs fast. And once it's sold, it's usually gone for years. Collectors don't let these go easily. Demand keeps growing while supply keeps vanishing. And today, when the right 1953s wheat penny in fine condition surfaces, we're talking serious money. Hidden big treasure, silent fortune territory that has reached around $156,000. Life-changing wealth hiding in a coin people still toss into tip jars. I need to say this one last time. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean it. Do not assume age equals value or that dirt equals damage. Original toning matters. Professional grading matters. Check the mint mark. Study the wheat lines. Handle it carefully. Patience is golden, because rushing destroys hidden fortunes. And now here's the truth. These 5 coins are not legends. They are real. They are hiding in plain sight. And people are losing them every single day. Before you spend another penny, check your change. Look closer. Slow down. Because the next silent fortune could already be in your hands. And once it's gone, someone else will be holding your hidden treasure